Hey yo, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Huggy B, recording from the icebox, which used to be my room because it's extremely cold up in my room. So yeah, I got on my beanie, my hoodie, and stuff like that. But um, I want to continue on with the 14 more horror stories animated. This is part three. Um, I think after I get done with the fourth one, that should be all done. And if you can't hear me on my audio, let me know because I don't know when this video is uploaded. Because I don't know. Like, so I don't know what be happening I uh, when I record these. Because this is ghetto visual productions. What you expect? So shit happens. But we just gonna get right back into this. This right here is by Llama Arts. Like I said, so far it's dope, and we're gonna keep right into it. So let's get it cracking like some broken bones, shall we? There we
So
go.
me and a couple of my buddies went camping last summer alongside the Willamette River. We actually had a decent hike into the deep end of woods. We did some night fishing, listening to music, and basically drank to the point where everything was funny later in the night. I would guess we finally called it a night somewhere past 2 a.m. I shared a tent with one of my buds while the other two shared another tent. We heard them laughing about something. At first we laughed at the sound of their laughing, but it soon got annoying and we yelled for them to shut up. One of them responded, "It isn't us." I sat up, startled at the response. I came to realize that it was the sound of only one person laughing, and it didn't sound like either one of my friends. Even in my drunk state,
Right off the bat, it shit's getting intense all fucking ready.
I realized how odd it was for somebody to be out this far in the woods so late at night. The laughing gradually got closer and louder to our campout. My friend shot up and looked at me with a worried look on his face. I heard my other friends scream over to us that they were getting freaked out. As the laughing got even closer, I could make it out very clearly to be the laugh of a male, probably in his 30s or 40s.
It's the Joker. He's coming out there to kill him. That's probably why he's laughing, because the Joker is gonna come and get them. That's not like a Joker laugh, though, for real.
He sounded like he was as drunk as us, messing around with friends, but we only heard his laugh, nobody else. There was something indescribably creepy about his laugh, too, as if it was missing something to it. You had to be there to understand what I mean. The laughing was now just at the edge of our campsite, but we couldn't hear any footsteps at all. Now that may not seem like a big deal. It was impossible to move through that without making noise. And finally, all of a sudden, the laughing stopped completely. We had no idea where whoever that was standing, as he hadn't made a single stepping sound. We sat there in silence looking at each other. My friend was clearly freaking out, but he was keeping it together the best he could. Finally, something broke the silence. The sound of something rubbing against the cottony fabric of the tent. We saw the outline of a hand through the moonlight, pressing on the tent. We both screamed at the top of our lungs before getting out of the tent. We ran as fast as we could through the woods, our other friends following us. After about 5 minutes of running, we somehow found our car. I actually puked from running so much before taking the wheel. I don't condone drinking and driving.
Yo, that is hella funny. He said he puked when he got to the car. Yo, but that is fucking hilarious. It's funny on some of these video, all these animations. He said, "Yo, that shit is hilarious."
But I still believe we were just in this situation. By far the most horrific experience of my life. No idea who or what the hell that was, or what they wanted.
Oh, you know what? I don't understand why. It's four guys against one guy. Guy. Why in the fuck didn't he not? They just didn't jump the motherfuckers. That's why I don't understand. But they got the hell out of Dodge though. Smart thing to do. As soon as I would have heard the laugh from the jump, I would have been like, I'm out. That is funny. That's more comedy than scary.
I was having a horrifying dream, possibly the most disturbing nightmare of my life. I was in my house, or the closest thing to my house that my dream could produce. Ironically enough, I was in bed in this dream, or at least I can only start remembering past the point of my lying in bed, and all of a sudden, the sound came from downstairs. I walked downstairs in the dark, not turning on any lights, to where I thought the sound was coming from.
Nope. Nope.
I was on my middle
Nope.
floor now. The dream was telling me to go downstairs to my laundry room, and so I did. But as I got there, expecting the noise to be louder and closer, it sounded like it was just as far as before. Now I was going upstairs to the kitchen, and it's strange. Outside of every window was complete blackness, not general nighttime darkness. There was nothingness. I think all that existed in this dream was my house. Now my dream started to suggest that the banging sounds were coming from upstairs, so I went back upstairs and was eventually led to the attic door. It was surely beyond that door. I opened it. There was an old woman standing by a bunch of boxes. She was
Wait a minute. Hold on. So you gonna sit there and explore your house with no fucking weapon whatsoever? What kind of fucking shit is that? You hearing banging noises and all this blackness going on? You gonna explore your house with no weapon? Talk about bravery, big time. Fuck that.
slowly but loudly slamming her hand on one of the boxes, producing an unnatural sound. I tried to quietly step back away from the attic, but the old woman turned around, opened her mouth twice as wide as anyone humanly could, reached out her arms, began to scream, and leap toward me. That's when I woke up. I thought it was just a horrific dream, but when I
Mm.
heard a bang coming from downstairs, a bang similar to what I heard in my dream, I felt my heart completely drop. On my way downstairs, there was another bang. It was the front door. I got the butcher knife from my knife holder in the kitchen and crouched behind the door. I was waiting for the next time he would pound on the door, and I would warn him to go away. I waited for a good minute in silence, and finally decided to take a quick look through the window. There was somebody standing in my driveway. I couldn't tell if he was facing me or looking at me or not, but he was surely the one who was pounding on my door at 4 in the morning. He walked away down the sidewalk moments after he must have noticed me. The pounding on my door was the kind of pounding you would expect from someone trying to break in a door, not to get a house owner's attention. I thought it was just crazy and horrifying that the pounding and banging from this potential robber or killer didn't wake me up, rather became the key point to a horrifying dream.
Wow. Hotel, motel, holiday inn.
I was 19 years old at the time, working at a sketchy motel. The motel was pretty run down, and the majority of people who stayed there were locals that were just doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. Let's just say the cops came by multiple times a week. I worked as both a front desk person, checking in these creeps all hours of the night, and as a housekeeper who got to clean up their nasty, vomit-smelling rooms afterwards. One
Ugh.
afternoon, I was working as a housekeeper in the second building of the motel on the backside furthest from the office. I hated working over there because it not only had the most worn-down rooms, but it was always pretty vacant over there and way too quiet for comfort. I began cleaning one of my last rooms and wanted to get done in a hurry because it was getting late. I was washing the mirror in the room that I was cleaning when all of a sudden, I saw a man in the reflection staring at me. He was mid-50s, dirty, with long, greasy hair. Startled, I screamed, "Oh my God." I told him he scared me. The room I was currently cleaning was vacant, so there was no reason why this man should have been in there watching me clean. However, we just had a meeting on customer satisfaction, and my boss was really pressuring us to be more polite and help the guests any way we could.
Mm-mm.
Sir? I asked him cautiously. Can I get you anything? Towels?
Mm-mm.
The man just stared back at me with a crooked
Mm-mm.
grin and held out his hands to me. I thought maybe he was handing me a tip for cleaning his room earlier, but when I looked down, I saw he was holding a $100 bill. Alarms started going off in my head. No one tips $100 on a $40 a night room. The man just smiled and said his name was Terry. He said he was staying in the room next door with his wife Sherry and sort of joked about their names rhyming. He smelled like car oil and alcohol. When I asked him why he was trying to hand me $100, he laughed deep in his throat and said, "Me and my wife were watching you, and we just wanted to have fun with you." I felt like my heart jumped into my throat. No, I can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. I wanted to run out of the room screaming, but he was blocking the door, my only exit. The man smiled again, taking on a softer tone of voice, and invited me to come into his room to meet his wife, just to talk as friends. I nervously told him no again, and that I had a lot of work to do for the day. I prayed to God he would just go away, and eventually he did. He grunted and walked off in what I assumed to be the direction of his room. My mind began racing. There is no wife, I thought. This man could try and kidnap me. I was 110 pounds at the time and not very strong. He could easily overpower me. I locked the room from the inside and went directly to the phone to call my manager at the front desk, but the phone wasn't working. Adrenaline began pumping through my veins, and despite what I was always told not to do, I was panicking. Did he cut the line? No, I thought. This is a crappy motel. It happens all the time. But I just have to get out. I remembered that I had my cell phone out on my housekeeping card, but that was outside the
Oh
locked door. I'd have to open the door to get it. I
no,
cautiously opened the door to the room that I was cleaning and peered out. I didn't see anyone, so I frantically began searching my cart for my cell phone.
why the fuck did she
I was
leave it
wasting
out
too much
there?
time looking for it, so I just decided to run as fast as I could and make a break for the front desk in the office. Then from behind me, I heard the man again, but this time he was screaming to someone else. "She's running, she's getting
Oh
away."
yeah, it's cold. It's cold. Wow, that's the buddy Chewy.
I could hear his shoes slamming against the pavement.
Huh? He said play with that? That's exactly what he do too. Wow. You already know it. That's my sister.
After me. I quickly turned the corner, grabbed my key card, and let myself into a stockroom and locked the door. Within moments, I heard the sound of the dirty guy and someone else running outside, searching for me. I stayed in that stockroom for 30 minutes shaking until I could no longer hear him searching for me. I finally got the
Huh?
courage.
Yeah. Oh, it's alright. I mean, shoot. that's a that's a make it so better, I guess. No, I can hear you though. No, it ain't live. I mean, yeah, it's not live, but but yeah, like I said, it's gonna go up in there though. What's up, man? You wanna be in the video? Come here, come here, come here. Look, this the man right here. Look, see him? Okay, okay. You like look at that, look at that. Mr. P Man, Willie P Man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is. All right. Sorry about that. Like you said, it gets live up in here. Get up video productions. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's get back to it, shall we?
To run the rest of the way to the front desk. When I made it there, I collapsed into my boss's arms and he called the police. The man and whoever else was in the room with him peeled out before the cops could arrive, and I was beyond shaken up. According to the police who ran a search, this wasn't the first time he had done something like this, and he was actually wanted for sexual assault, gross sexual imposition, and in the past was once charged with rape.
Oh.
A few weeks later, on what happened to be my birthday, this guy was caught. A few weeks after that, I quit. I will never again work at another motel.
I don't blame you. Not at all. Okay. It's been a morning already. Alright, so we are going to end the video there. Uh sorry about all the distractions and messages and stuff pop up. Like I said, what can I say? It's Ghetto Visual Productions. Like I said, until I'm able to actually step it up and be able to make more proper videos without, stuff going down. Actually, that's how it is. So it's your boy Huggy B, aka the Hip Hop Nerd, and that's all I gotta react to. Y'all stay tuned for part 4. Alright, y'all. Deuces.